an experiment that we're doing that I'm moving up the ranks very quickly.
I thought it was putts.
On Twitter, I'm #1 at Dujnossel, but on Google, I've got a lot more earning to do. So today's topic is something dear to my heart. It's how I met everybody on here, either really directly and Jim very recently through another investment. I met Fred by using what I practice, social leverage. I used to leave goofball comments on Fred's site because I wasn't really interested in getting startup money for anything. I just had searched his site for a term sheet, found Brad Feld for another deal that I was working on, and I just loved their blogs. And so that's how we became friends. Fred later invested in a startup of mine called Wallstrip. And so the topic today is social leverage. How do you use it? Is it important? Is it a term that means anything to you? When you think of the social web guys, what do you see as exciting as the next big thing? You can start, Fred.
You want to know what the next big thing is?
Well, when you think about out there, not that you'd have to put the money into it, but what do you see evolving?
Well, I think that I'll stake out a controversial claim. I think that the search-driven web is slowly but surely becoming a socially driven web, and that more and more of the things we do and the links we click on and the information that we find is coming to us via social experiences on the web as opposed to search and navigation experiences on the web. And I think that social leverage is all about taking advantage of it.
Okay. Roger?
Yeah, I mean, I fundamentally agree. I guess I would say the verticalization of real-time communities is what I see as kind of being the next frontier, where, I think there's still this big problem of discovery, and that by groupings coming around affiliation, and then by having mechanisms to be able to identify those people with whom you want to most closely affiliate is kind of the next way.
Jim?
Yeah, I see social leverage as a business model, really helping drive down cost of customer acquisition and cost of content creation and moderation. I think you can apply that across a whole wide variety of different business problems and consumer problems and publicly facing problems and more kind of narrow vertically focused ones.
So I think it's a complete joke how we interact with each other via the computer right now. And I think if we look forward 10 years from now and look backwards, it'll be a completely different paradigm. And the dynamic of everything that's going on right now is the root of that paradigm change. So if you take Fred's point, which is the search-driven web was a paradigm shift in terms of how we dealt with broad-based information that we're all very comfortable with. I think the notion that all of the both friend activity as well as information streaming activity in terms of the UI interaction that we're using today, the inefficiency of it is so radical when you start to think about all the different devices, all the connected information, all different ways we work together, that I think that the real innovation is going to start to happen now on the back of all the plumbing that's being laid.